The Golden State Warriors are just one win away from a place they haven't been since 1976. The Western Conference Finals.
There's been talk about him possibly retiring soon, hanging up the cleats. Well, I got to ask him about it today. Totally new quarterbacks coming up. Zach Greenlee, Kilton Anderson, Chasen Virgil. What did you see out of each of those quarterbacks? The Fresno State women's hoops team, they've been to the NCAA tournament every year for the past 7 years.
The Oakland Raiders have begun their road to the draft, literally.
Rawhide outfielder Breland Almodovar was presented with this Gold Glove Award.
This is almost a completely different offensive line than they started with week one, and they were still able to protect him.
DeRuiter in particular likes this sort of technology for the quarterbacks because they're able to see the formations a lot better than with a simple camera. The first day of spring practice means that the quarterback competition begins today. You probably got to see a bit of number 62. I'm talking about former Fresno State offensive lineman Ryan Wendell. But that didn't stop Bulldog fans from coming out to the beach and having a good time before game day. Ohio State racked up almost 700 yards of total offense against the Nittany Lions. That's the most that Penn State has ever allowed. Once again, we are here with San Joaquin Memorial, the winners of tonight's Carl's Jr. Game of the Week. How did it feel, guys? Bison, 6-0 all time. They let me steal the poster from there. They're 6-0 all time against the Rams.
Now, Sports Central, presented by Table Mountain Casino.
At 7-6 in the conference, the Fresno State men's hoops team is trying to tread above that 500 line. They're on the road at Utah State today, a team that's just one game ahead of them in the league standings. Well, the Aggies up by 4 in the second half. Julian Lewis gets the floater to fall to cut the lead. He had a team-high 21 points, but Utah State actually extends the lead. JoJo McGlaston hits David Collette for the dunk, and that puts them up by double digits. But Fresno State actually comes back, and with 1 minute 20 seconds to go, Marvell Harris, boom, drains the triple to make it just a 3-point game. But with 48 seconds to go, well, Utah State, they're getting it done. Darius Perkins nails the dagger. All the Aggies, they take down the Dogs 85-79, so Fresno State is now 7-7 in the Mountain West play. The Dogs will be at Wyoming on Wednesday, and the Cowboys are currently second place in the conference. Meanwhile, the women's team played today at the Save Mart Center. Fresno State trying to snap a 4-game losing streak, and pretty cool, the band using their cell phones as lights during the pregame intros. Well, first half, good ball movement. Alex Spur with the fake, and then steps back for the 3. That was actually her only basket of the game, but the Dogs are up by 4. Then Fur, she's driving, and she kicks it out to Robin Draper, who nails the 3 shot. She had 12 points, a perfect 3 for 3 from the field, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Still first half, the Dogs working around to Alex Sheedy. She's money from the top of the key. She had a team-high 22 points, 12 rebounds for her 9th double-double of the season. The Bulldogs get that losing taste out of their mouths with a 64-55 victory.
If we were sitting here talking about...
Over to baseball, Fresno State continuing their road trip at Nevada. The Wolfpack with a 7-2 lead in the 6th. 2 on, that's Taylor Ward hitting it deep to the wall in center. 2 runs come on in to make it a 7-4 game. He actually had 4 RBI today, including a home run later on. The Dogs walked in several runs in the bottom of the 6th, and they fall yet again to Nevada 12-7. The Wolfpack will go for the sweep coming up tomorrow. As for the Fresno State softball team, the Dogs hit back-to-back-to-back. That's right, 3 home runs in a row in the 7th inning helped propel them to a 13-8 win over Stanford. They'll actually close out the tournament tomorrow against Oklahoma State and Loyola Marymount. Meanwhile, at the NFL Combine today, the wide receivers, it was their turn. So former Bulldog Josh Harper got to show his stuff to the scouts in the 40-yard dash. You can see it's kind of a bit of a disappointment. He clocked a 4.64, which is actually the 5th slowest time among all the wideouts. Harper did not finish in the top 15 out of the receivers in any of the combine categories. Well, tomorrow, defensive lineman Tyler Davison and linebacker Eric Kendricks, who's a Hoover grad, they will have their turn to show their stuff. Now, our Petty Automotive play of the day comes from football. The Fresno Fuego hosting the LA Galaxy 2 tonight for an exhibition. More than 4,000 fans came out to Chancey Park. How about that? But it's LA doing their work early, up 1-0. Travis Bowen with an MLS caliber move gets some space and beats Fuego goalie Sean Toffer. Fuego would add 1, but the Galaxy 2 would add another 2 in the second half. LA wins 4-1. The Fuego will host their next game at Chancey Park on March 27th. And we can't forget today's big hockey event all the way in Santa Clara, the Stadium Series at Levi Stadium. The Sharks hosting the Kings. LA gets out early. Jake Muzzin the shot. And the goal, the Kings led 1-0. But if we look a bit closer, though, the puck was actually tipped by Kyle Clifford, so he gets credit for the goal. But nevertheless, it's 1-0. Soon after, on the faceoff, the puck goes to Brent Burns, and he scores. Tie game 1-1 all the way until the third period. And that's where Marian Gaborik, he is skating, sends the puck straight into the net. The Sharks could not recover. LA spoils the outdoor game just a bit with the 2-1 victory. And the high school hoops playoff seedings, they were actually announced today. You can find that info online right now at yourcentralvalley.com. Catherine?
The newest member of the Pittsburgh Pirates organization is outfielder Keon Broxton. He was traded from the Arizona Diamondbacks to the Pirates, and he was assigned to Altoona and plays almost every game in the outfield. But coming into the Pirates organization is bittersweet for Broxton. He's, of course, grateful for the new opportunity, but he's now playing for the same organization that one of his best friends, Evan Chambers, played for. That is before Chambers died in December.
Getting traded to the Pirates, my first thought was, yes, I'm going to play with Evan. And then I was like, he's not here anymore.
Former Curve and Spike outfielder Evan Chambers passed away in his sleep in the offseason. A genetic heart condition that went undetected was to blame for the sudden loss of life. Chambers and Broxton shared a special friendship because the two ball players went to high school together in Florida. They played for the same high school baseball team. They shared the same dreams of someday going pro. Chambers' death is still as tough on Broxton now as it was a few months ago when it happened.
It's just something I'll never understand or get over. I battle with it constantly, you know, especially when I'm alone. I'll think, like, what if he was still alive? Like, we'd probably be playing on the same team right now, you know? And that's what we wanted. That's always what we wanted from high school on, just play on the same team and potentially make it to the big leagues together. So just for this to happen and me be here, I still feel like he's here with me right now.
Left fielder Keon Broxton.
That's why you'll see now when you go to a Curve game that every time Broxton comes up to the plate, he draws initials into the dirt. It's become a part of his routine. EC, Evan Chambers.
Just to make sure that he knows that, you know, I know he should be here, and that I just hope he's there with me, going through the same thing I'm going through right now. So I know he would do anything to be right back where he was.
Definitely. Broxton says that really just getting out there and playing baseball is really the only kind of, therapy that he can go through.
Wow, that's an emotional symbol. I didn't realize that when you watched that. Very interesting.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Sammy.